Good morning, guys. Tuesday morning. Yeah, I kind of lost a day yesterday. I painted a couple of fenders for a buddy of mine for his everyday truck. So they're still in here, so I'm going to have to be careful as to what I do. I don't want to mess up the fresh paint. So I'm going to carry on with the exhaust where I left off last video. I did pick up a roll or spool of wire, and I'm happy to report that it did not go up in price. It's still 45 bucks for a 11-pound roll, and that'll last me pretty much a year. So that's the first thing that I've bought in a while that didn't go up in price from last year, so that's all right. But everything else has gotten stupid. So anyway, yeah, I want to get the truck up in the air so that it's easier for me to fit exhaust pieces instead of working down off my knees. And yeah, we'll go from there. So there's plenty to do. Let's get to it. Okay, just thought I'd show you this real quick. Here's the fenders that I painted, I was talking about for my buddy. And you know, if you got to do one of these for maybe your own car, your daily driver, work truck, whatever, little tip. There's a wooden top on the cart, and I just screwed through the inner fenders. They're good and stable, you know, and that way you can get sprayed in here inside the lip of the wheelhouse, and you know, they don't take up a ton of room that way. So it worked out pretty slick. So quite happy with that. And yeah, we'll move it on over this way. Gonna bring it up as well. There we go. Okay, we'll get this thing up in the air and then I'll show you where we left off. That should be good. So, where we left off in the last video, I had to move the steering column from the original hole and, you know, lower it down there. So that worked out okay. And this little rod here, that represents the location of the steering shaft, roughly, you know. So I know that I've got to go back towards the block, down and around. A few guys left notes in the comments about the oil filter, which of course is right down there. Yeah, we shouldn't even be close to that. We should be fine. Once I get down and around and below this rod area, it should be just going straight back. So this is the biggest hassle right here, down and around a little loop. So yeah, I'm gonna set up and get fitting a couple of pieces. I had a couple of pieces fitting, but I want to see for sure, make sure it's good. So there we are. All right, so I've tacked the two pieces together, these two, and I've also tacked it up to the flange. So this is all basically one piece right now. And then I cut out another piece of pipe, just like so, and that's gonna go like right there, like that. And we've got plenty of clearance for the oil filter and the steering shaft, and we're good to go. So yeah, I'm gonna weld all this together, and then we just gotta cut off and, you know, come off of that end and straight out the back. So no worries. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld that up and clean all the welds up and clean the pipe up and get her out turned down to the rear of the truck. And this side will be beat. So good, I'm happy. Okay, so I welded all this up, and when I had it in there in the truck, I put those two little marks on there, and there's corresponding marks on this piece, right? So the joint line up those two lines, and that's where I'm going to weld it. So I'll go ahead and finish that up, and then I'll probably, you know, go to time lapse and clean it all up with the grinder, and we'll fit it in place, see where we're going from there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set up the camera, weld her up. Gap there. That's better. Is that squeaky helmet bugging you yet? Okay, that's it. So this is going to be a little hot to handle for a bit, so let it cool off, and then go ahead and get the little grinder out and clean up all the welds, and then we'll throw it in the truck and see what we got and where we go from here. All right, so there we go. See where that is. So we've got room for our shaft. We're way away from the oil filter, no worries there. So I figure it's pretty much almost a 90 coming off of down here and out the back. So I've already cut a piece. I just did that in time lapse. So here it is here, and I test fit it. Looks like it's going to be right on the money to bring me where I want to be. However, I can't quite line it up because it's the hoist here is overlapping on the inside and the pipe is hitting it. So I'm gonna have to lower the truck and refit that piece, make sure it's good, and then I can weld it to that, and that'll bring us back as far as the cab, and that's where I want to get to. So yeah, I'll lower the truck again and move the hoist out of the way, and I'll fit the pipe. So I'll set up the camera and do that. Okay, so here we go. Okay. I'm just going to check this out and see if how that pipe fits. Yeah, I don't think I can hold the camera and do this at the same time. So, yeah, I'll just test fit it and let you know how it turns out. Let's try that. Okay, well, I tried to set up a light. Hopefully you can see what's going on. I cleaned up the edge, the end, I mean, and beveled it on the on the bench grinder. But this is going to work out right on the money. You can see pretty much that's where it's going to be. So, and then we're good to go right straight back to the muffler. So, yeah, quite pleased. I think I'll probably mark this and weld it up. So, grab my Sharpie. Like so. And I'll tack it together and try it again. All right, so I tacked it, checked it out for fit. It fit perfect. So I went ahead and welded it all up and cleaned it up. So yeah, this section is done. I think it looks pretty snazzy, and it fits right on. So you know, I know it seems like a lot of hullabaloo for about 2 feet of exhaust, but it's an important piece, and it gets me to free and clear area now. So you know, I'm as far as about where the cab mount is over there. So after that, it's just pretty much, like I say, straight back to the mufflers and out. So I still got to make my other flange. I'm going to go ahead and do that. and get the right side done, passenger side, to about the same point. And when I do pull a cab off the next time, I'll finish off the exhaust. But you know, it's a fair amount of work. I mean, like I say, I know it's only 2 feet of pipe, but you know, you got the flange, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of pipe, all the welding and cleaning up and everything else. So yeah, but it's a good piece to have out of the way, and I'm pleased. So actually, I wanted to get to the end, this point at the end of last video, but problems arose. Anyway, we're good to go. Okay, so I bolted it on. See if my camera has a light on it, so you might be able to see how that fits. There you go. Light on. So it's almost parallel with the frame rail, which is good. Nice and neat looking, and I like it. So I'm calling it a winner. Success. Finally. Damn it. So there we go. That was an important piece, you know, getting around the steering shaft and oil filter and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. I'll probably cut out the other flange tonight and make up that pipe as well, the one on the passenger side, and bring it to as far back as the cab mount as well. It's going to be so much easier to finish the exhaust after the cab is off the frame. You know, just do it from above. It's easy, simple, and it's easier to line up and everything too, and you know, balance it, make it look right. So yeah, we'll finish the exhaust off when the cab is off the frame the next time. And speaking of that, I guess for my next thing, I guess I'll maybe make up the mount for the steering column, floor end at the dash, and extend that brake pedal to where it needs to be, and figure out where my throttle cable is going to be, or throttle pedal, and yeah, then I can pretty much you know, finish sanding around the doors and hang the doors, and then pull a cab off the frame, and I can finish my exhaust, you know, start blocking on the cab, priming, all that kind of stuff, and get it, you know, closer to being ready for paint. Also, I'm probably gonna see what I gotta do with those rear fenders. There's not much there, so I can probably get them in a primer fairly quick and get that out of the way. And then my next biggest job as far as the body stuff goes is the box. I've got one box side that I pounded all the dings and dents out of, so it's ready for epoxy. So you know, I do have to do a pretty good sized patch on the other side, and then I'll be able to epoxy and body work the box side. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. It's going in the right direction. Things are getting finished off. I did not get a hold of the upholstery girl yet, but I will be calling her tomorrow and see what she has to say. And you know, I'll probably sand on that dash too, get that in primer and ready for paint. So there's lots to do, all kinds of stuff to do, and it's getting kind of fun because I'm, you know, getting to hop around, do all sorts of different things at different times, and it's I'm enjoying it. So let me turn that furnace off first. Works good, but the damn thing is noisy. New subscribers, another good bunch. Thank you very much. You know, if you've subscribed, tell a buddy and tell a chum, and help spread the word. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And you know, tell your buddies that you've seen this stuff too, and you know, if you're into it. And yeah, all good. Also, don't be shy. Don't be afraid to leave comments. I really enjoy the comments. I like reading them, and I do try and answer all the comments. So yeah, leave comments, and I'm good with that. And you know, if nothing else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.